Hey everybody, Damon D here. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 2025 nominees are out today. So here is the list. Bad Company, The Black Crowes, Mariah Carey, Chubby Checker, Joe Cocker, Billy Idol, Joy Division / New Order, Cyndi Lauper, Maná, Oasis, Outkast, Phish, Soundgarden, The White Stripes. Wow, what a list. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame typically inducts 5 to 7. So 5 to 7 out of the 14 here are gonna get in. So a lot of these people are gonna be left out. So let's get into some of the rules now. So artists or bands, they become eligible for nomination 25 years after releasing their first commercial record. And 8 of these artists are first-time nominees. Bad Company, The Black Crowes, Chubby Checker, which is very surprising because he was around in the 50s, Joe Cocker, Billy Idol, Maná, Outkast, and Phish. So how do they actually get voted in? So the nominee ballots are distributed to international voting panel composed of over 1,200 artists, historians, and music industry professionals. And what are the criteria? So the criteria are artist impact or music culture, influence on other artists or musicians, influence on other artists or musicians that have followed, as well as the scope and longevity of their career and body of work. So what that means is some of these, I don't know they're gonna make it because the body of work isn't that much, or maybe the impact was really short. Okay, so if 5 to 7 nominees get in out of this list, I think here's what I would do. And I'm gonna go with 6 because that's in between 5 and 7. So let's go with 6. Number 1, Mariah Carey. No way she should not be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Do you know how many number 1 hits she has? 19. Insane, ridiculous. There's just no way she shouldn't be in. Last year, I think Cher got in over her, which is ridiculous. But I'm not really a Mariah Carey fan I listen to her music, but you have to recognize the genius. And during Christmas, she's everywhere all the time and you cannot avoid it. So she should be in, that's 1. Number 2, I'm gonna go Chubby Checker because talking about 1950s and just one of those kind of influential people at the start of rock and roll, I feel like he should be in. He's got some really massive hits. And as far as influence, I think he's there. Number 3, I'm going with Soundgarden. As far as like a grunge scene and rock and heavy music, definitely. I'm a little biased because I really like Soundgarden, as you can see here. But you know, they have 2 really massive records. Bad Motorfinger and Super Unknown were just really huge records, just sold millions of copies, really huge. And as far as an influence, definitely in the grunge, rock, metal scene, I think people are really influenced by Soundgarden. And Chris Cornell is probably one of the best male rock singers of all time. So I think Soundgarden should be in. Number 4, Joy Division, New Order. Joy Division definitely doesn't have the longevity of releases and career, but if you listen to the vocals and the style of music, they influenced everyone in the early 80s, mid 80s. Bands like Interpol, to me, the vocal, that's a straight almost rip from Joy Division. I think people might disagree with that, but if you listen to it, man, that dude sounds just like Joy Division. So Joy Division, I think, is a huge influence on people, so I think they should be in. Number 5, Billy Idol. I think from, this kind of transition from punk in the late 70s, Generation X, to his solo stuff in the early to mid 80s, the dude was massive. He was a massive star. He was all over everything, and it's hard to deny the genius of Billy Idol and Steve Stevens. I mean, I think that's really, Rebel Yell, White Wedding, all these songs are just ingrained in people's brains. It's really hard to leave someone out whose songs are so kind of influential and stand the test of time as far as the longevity. Like, that dude's still out there. People recognize that music, so I think Billy Idol. And at number 6, this might be a surprise, but I'm gonna go with Maná, because if you think of rock en español, this band is probably the hugest band of all time in Latin America. They've sold over 40 million records. That is a ton. That is a huge amount of record sales. So they are very popular. Now, they sing in Spanish, so for an American audience, you know, maybe there's some controversy there, but I don't know how you can leave out 40 million albums, and they have lots of hits, hugely successful. They're a huge draw. There's places in the United States where they can sell out huge arenas. So, I mean, from an influence and popularity perspective, I think they should probably be in. So what that means is there's other artists here that are going to miss out, and that's always how it is. So tell me who you guys think should be in. If there's 5 to 7 nominees out of the 14, who should be in? And if you like this video, check this one out, or maybe this one here. And I'll see you guys again and do another video when they announce who the inductees are after all the voting is complete. This has been Damon D. One world, one rock.